So I'm joined by Jeff Acker ahead of Rise and Conquer against Jeff Roper. Away from that bout, how are you feeling for it, buddy?
Feeling good, mate. I'm feeling good. Usual. Always good to get the experience, get the rounds and get the fights and so always feel good, man.
Yeah, and it's not the first time that you've fought on Rise and Conquer before. Obviously, you've been very successful fighting on that show. I believe your last fight on Rise and Conquer was against Marcus Shanks, in where you were able to get the win. So would you say that fighting on Rise and Conquer has been one of those preferred shows for you?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's always good to get the experience, to leave Scotland because down south, from what I've seen, has got like a much more variety, different body types, in terms of talent, so you're coming up against much more variant styles rather than the things that you're quite used to being in Scotland. Or as you know yourself, the fight community is quite small. So if you imagine Scotland, the MMA community is not also that big. So you can easily bump into the same people over and over again. So yeah, it's good to fight on Rise and Conquer.
Yeah, and then as well as you mentioned there with the Scottish scene, obviously it's a growing scene just like most of the UK as well.
Mm.
So when you are able to see the progression of the sport from when you first made your debut to now, what does that sort of look like in Scotland for you?
Um, uh, to me, it looks like like you said, a progression of so many different gyms. You've got obviously us at the Grippers, you've got higher level Scottish Hit Squad, Aberdeen Combat Academy. Like it's just slowly but surely, everybody's like building and building and building and building, and all those gyms that I've named have like really good skilled fighters in there, and varying in weights as well, from the smallest weights to heavyweights, so it's really nice to see.
Yeah, and as well, obviously, now it seems as though other countries are now bringing in the Scottish fighters to fight on their shows in different
Yeah.
countries. So you touched on a little bit about the sort of opportunities to get to travel into different countries and fight. So, but what would you say that is like already amateur being able to go to different places and experience different sort of experiences, different sort of places?
Yeah, it's cool. Like let's be under no illusion. Sunderland is not the most tropical of places to go to fight. Like when I'm doing a fight in Thailand or Dubai, then I'll be like, whoa, okay, that's different. But like at the end of the day, it's still fun to travel. I've never been to Sunderland outside of when I fought those few times, so still good to go there. Like you said, different people, like different accents, hard to understand. But I'm sure they think that our accents are hard to understand if you put a proper Glaswegian accent. So it is what it is.
Yeah, and then ahead of this fight, obviously, looking at your opponent in terms of who you're up against, what would you say are the sort of things that you see as an advantage for yourself if you've been able to take a bit of time and watch what it's about so far?
Advantage in what sense? Sorry.
And just in how you see yourself being able to perform better than him in certain areas of the fight, whether it be the grappling, the striking, just where you see yourself having those advantages in them areas.
I think he's very well rounded, man. To be fair, I think the simple view would be say that I have the grappling edge, but my base is striking, So I feel that I personally have the edge everywhere, like without a shadow of a doubt, and I'll show that on the 1st of October. Like so far, I fought Jack. People like, oh, you're a striker, you're a striker, you're a slick striker. I fought Marcus, who's meant to be like this, whatever, not people like striker. Dominated him with grappling as well. So like, I'm just showing my not my full potential, far from it, but showing that I have the ability to strike, grapple, and then I'll mix it up together in this next fight and get the stoppage, get the win.
Yeah, and then in terms of the Marcus Shanks victory, obviously it was a good one to propel you up the rankings a little bit, sort of
Mm.
solidify your name a little bit more. But when you do look at that fight, what would you say was the big difference in there that you was able to come away with such a win in the fashion that you did?
Like in the nicest or the most respectful way possible. I think that sometimes, from what I've observed, people are quick to be built up. Like I get it, he's good striker, this, that, and the other, but like I think I'll still beat him again if we fought again, be under no illusion. But like I think if they're hyping you up only on one aspect, to me, I just see combat as not we're going to war. I'm just gonna find whatever you're worst at, and then I'm gonna expose that. Like, why would you fight a shark in the water when you can drag it out of the water and fight it on land? Vice versa. Why would you fight a lion on dry land when you can drive it into the water and drown it? You know what I mean? So it's like, and I'm capable of doing both. So when I observed it, and obviously I'm sure you would have noticed there was a lot of hype going on. Marcus fight pages writing articles about he's next, this, then the other. He called me out as well. He was actually talking mad shit. He called me out, said he's gonna do this. I'm gonna break this, then the other. So I personally, I took that personal. So I was like, my plan was to break him, and I 100% felt that I done that. Like I'm only disappointed and slightly irritated that I wasn't able to get the finish. Um, that's about it. But if you observe that fight, like outside of him literally being able to stand at the end, I crushed the boy. Like I crushed him. That was like that. He was my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like that was me. No, like let's be honest. You know what I mean? Banter aside, like if you saw that and your boy was like, I'm gonna go fight this guy, and your mate got done in like I done him in, and your mate comes back to you and goes, mate, how do you think that fight went? It's like, bro, it's a bit of a sticky one, mate, because you got
Yeah.
handled. You know what I mean? Like you got handled. It's like years ago, one of my boys was like off the topic, sorry, but like one of my boys got into a little bit of a situation and he was gonna fight this guy. And I like both guys, but that was obviously my friend. But the boy he was gonna fight, this kid was nice with his hands, you know what I mean? So I was like, bro, let's not do this. You know what I mean? It's because if you fight him and I know the dude's nice with his hands and he does what I think he's gonna do, when you ask me, yo, I'm gonna train and fight him again. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be the exact same result. You know what I mean? So like I said, man, I think all due respect to Marcus, the guy is a lovely guy. Talk to him afterwards, like, and I do 100% believe that he'll go on to do great stuff. But like, I think, and that's my advantage. I'm always underestimated. So me, I just come in there, whoop someone, do my dance, go the fuck home, and then I get a call again from Wise and Conquer about, do you wanna beat this guy up? I'm like, yeah, I'll do that too. You know, so
Yeah,
that's how that's how.
and you mentioned there obviously with the Scottish scene a little bit can sometimes get overlooked for the fighters that are in
Yeah.
there, just as what's going on in England and how big it's becoming at the moment. So do you feel that it's always like it's a sense of element of surprise? Not many people know what's going on in Scotland too much. There's a lot of fighters that if they were in England, they'd be spoken about all the time. So would you say that always having that element of the unknown, people might not know you as much as someone who's in the England? What's that like for you? When you can come over and cause a bit of an upset?
Yeah, it's fun, man, and like you said, to them it's an upset, but to me it's just what I will do and what I continue to do. You know, like the beauty of like I guess this whole journey is I don't need the whole of Scotland behind me. I don't need the whole of England hyping me up. I don't need to be in all the articles, yeah. But like all I need is a solid group of people, my coaches, my training partners, people who believe in you, and then you go smash people. Like realistically, when I fought Marcus, I came out, they were all booing, boo, boo. I'm like, I just had a mental note to myself in my head, like, you cunts are gonna be mad when I get my hands raised at the end, you know, like this it's gonna be awkward for you because you guys paid your ticket, got dressed up all nice, VIP booths, all of that stuff, just so your boy can eat this. You know what I mean? Like, like that's all it was. Like, big man, like, hold this for a second. What's that? It's an L. Thank you, good night. And then we just drove back the same night, got a cheeky little fucking what do you call it? Burger, and that we enjoyed it. So to me, when people overlook the Scottish scene, it's not a big deal to me because what's more frightening, knowing that you're training to go fight someone who's meant to be good, so you train hard, or you overlook someone and then they turn out to be really, really, really good. You know what I mean? And I am really, really good. So I'm happy to be overlooked. And obviously, I'm also older than these guys as well. So to me, all I see is advantage, advantage, advantage. Because they all he's the oh, and then you get done in, So people overlooking
Yeah,
me until I'm stepping over you and looking down on you.
100%. And then as well, just talk to me a little bit about the Grip House. Obviously, there's a lot of good talent coming out of there at the moment. It's making a good rise as well. So training around that in that gym around those sort of people, what's that like as a way as a progression and then as a motivator as well for yourself?
Yeah, man, it's being at the group is good. We've got such a wide variety of like coaches in terms of like Thai guys we have and still have like Thai champions who've retired. We've got good boxing coaches there. We've got amazing jiu-jitsu guys there as well. You've got people like Shea Montague who's done like the worlds as well. You've got Keith who done like Muay Thai. champion is there. We've got Cammy Nichols, a grappling coach there as well. Obviously, we've got Dean Riley, our head coach, ex-MMA fighter himself. Done a job when he was fighting, and now he's coaching a lot of really really good guys in our team. So like being around that, because technically, if you don't know about the Scottish scene, the Grip House was like one of the pioneer gyms, and then obviously this is good to see so many other gyms coming up. So being there is motivational, and it's just such a vast like pool of knowledge. That's the only way I can put it. Like there's so much knowledge in a gym that yeah, it's nice. It's nice to just learn so many little things, and it connects to so many other gyms, like from boxing gyms to Thai gyms, so you can learn so much, and that definitely drives you to go and like push yourself further.
Yeah, 100%. And then finally from me, just for those that might not know, or for the prediction for October 1st, what is that fight going to look like in your opinion?
Domination, man, domination. Like, and you just have to tune in to watch like domination. That's all I can say. Domination, stoppage, domination, stoppage. That's all it is.
There you go. Well, that is everything from me. So if you just want to take an opportunity to shout out any sponsors, coaches, gyms, anything like that, your socials, obviously feel free just to go ahead, buddy.
Just the standard. If you guys want to follow me, is Jeff Aka MMA on Instagram. Shout out to my usual training partners, Fridge, Cam, Matt, all the boys at the Grip Eyes, Jack, everybody. You know who you are. Obviously, my head coach, Dean, grappling coach, wrestling coach, Kami, and that's it, man. Like, thank you to the team, and we'll keep doing what we keep doing, man.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate your time very much. Obviously, October 1st, if you are in the Scotland area and you want to go travel and support great fire, obviously, I'm up for tickets. I'm sure I'll be able to help you out with that. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thanks, Joe, man. It was a pleasure meeting you, bro. Have a good day.
You too, buddy. Thank you very much.
Ta-da.